I used to think it was pretty cool all the time that Jesus was always with fishermen, and every golfers in the Bible was always fishermen. That's kind of my joke about that, so it did draw me to want to read more and learn more, just interested in why Jesus chose fishermen.
Randy Howe has always loved fishing.
The fishing lifestyle is a lifestyle of faith because you're chasing after, a little green fish that you don't see. And it's a lot like your journey with Christ. It's all faith-based. You can't see it, so that's a pretty good parallel.
Randy came to faith as a young boy while attending Vacation Bible School.
About 12 years old is when I really felt the Holy Spirit tugging at my heart and that conviction to where I knew, what right and wrong really was, and that I wanted to, be saved and have a relationship with Jesus.
He says that from a young age, he knew he had a call that might involve fishing.
My mom took me to a lot of revivals and a lot of places like that. Pastors would call me out in a crowd there and say, God's got, a special calling on your life.
But as a teen, Randy began experiencing health issues that threatened to derail his dreams of a fishing career.
I found out I had ulcerative colitis, but little did I know it was going to turn into something big and major, where surgeries were going to be required, and that was the big shocker.
After high school, Randy married Robin and got his first pro fishing tour card when his illness struck with a vengeance.
I was on the lake fishing, and the first day I was in 10th place, and I needed to make the top 10 to advance to the All-American. And I started throwing up blood. I came in from fishing. I was by myself. I lived 8 hours from where I was at the tournament, so I worked my way back, stopping at gas stations, throwing up blood.
Randy got to a hospital in Rocky Mount, North Carolina just in time.
Doctors said, you were within a couple hours of having peritonitis, and I could have died within hours if I hadn't have got there, and that was what made it really real when they told me that. I had a lot of infections, so they only took 2/3 of my colon out in my first surgery.
Because of his health problems, Randy began to wonder if he would ever fish professionally.
At Duke, the doctors said this is going to be a very difficult thing to chase for you because you're going to end up having a lot of issues with going to the bathroom, possibly more surgeries in the future. And it was kind of discouraging report.
The illness caused Randy to pursue the Lord deeper.
When adversity hits you for the first time, that's when you truly, you go from really religion to relationship. And I totally submitted my life to Him at the time, and I said, Lord, whatever you want me to do with my life, whether it's fishing or something else, here I am. I'm ready to do it. I'm just thankful to be alive. That's where God's miracle working power came in and healed me quickly, because those surgeries should have taken 6 to 9 months between each one, but instead I had all 3 surgeries within 4 months, and that was the part that was miraculous.
Now that he was healed, Randy went back to fishing. Not only was he winning tournaments and getting endorsements, he now had a platform to share his faith.
That's when God said, I didn't call you to be a missionary in China, I called you to be a fisherman, and this is what I want you to go do. So that's where my speaking's kind of started. Jesus told stories, and that's what the parables were in the Bible, and that's all I had to do was tell my story, and that's all anybody has to do is tell their story to bring people to know Jesus, and that's what fired me up and got me excited.
God was preparing him for the biggest moment in his professional life. In 2014, he was fishing in the Bassmaster Classic at Guntersville Lake, Alabama.
I was in 11th place after 2 days, and all the media had pretty much, written it off that anybody outside the top 10 could have a chance of winning. And that's the day that I went out the next morning, and I'm running up the lake, and it had just the clearest ever of just a Holy Spirit visitation in my boat. And I saw a vision in my mind and said, turn the boat around now and go to this bridge. And I saw a quick glimpse, like a video in my head, of me under this bridge casting and catching fish.
Randy heeded the voice.
I turned the boat around and ran back to this bridge, and as soon as I pulled up, I started catching fish on every cast and made at the time the greatest comeback in Bassmaster Classic history. I was almost 10 pounds behind. I came back with the largest catch of the day, 29 pounds 2 ounces, and ended up winning by 1 pound, winning $300,000 World Championship. I didn't do it, it was God that did it that day.
Randy is now one of the top-rated bass fishermen in the world. He has had no health issues and continues to win major tournaments. And he continues to tell his story.
You got to fall in love with Jesus. You can't just get a Bible and just say, you know, and go to church and say I'm a Christian. And when you do that and you go all in, you see it happen, and then you know it's real. Adversity is going to make you stronger, and it's just going to make you persevere. When you know who's in control and you discover your purpose, then you can make a difference. You just got to go all in and believe, and God will open the doors and take care of you.